Hello, welcome again. This week's episode is on creating as opposed to just consuming. So, a few weeks back, I shared my thoughts about using this time to skill up and also mentioned that now is not the time to lay off your efforts. Now is the time to double down on personal growth and development. As I've been watching others and engaging in some of the more meaningful conversations that I've had in some time, I've noticed some polarization happening. Givers and takers, if you will, still caught up in consumption rather than creation. I've seen some become highly frustrated by the present state of the world, while I've also seen others almost at peace with the opportunity. Some expressing themselves in angst and highly evoked persona out of distaste for somebody else's existence, while others are opening up themselves to vent high levels of service and personal sacrifice. In the challenge to create and not just consume, where does it provide opportunity? For those of you that know me, you'll be familiar with the term watch one, do one, teach one. This concept was passed along to me by two dear friends, Noel Knighton and Alan Ayers. The notion that applied learning involves three things. First, the lesson must be learned by watching someone else. Moving then to application by doing what you've just learned and putting it into practice. And finally then to teach what you've found in your life to somebody else. I believe that when we learn something new or something moves us, that it is for us in that moment. But to truly maximize the gift in our lives, we must give it away. So when we serve humanity by offering up our greatest treasures, found in growth, we then maximize our leadership potential. One way then that we might create and not just consume is to teach someone something. Reflect back in your life on the lessons learned and even the lessons you might be learning right now during this crazy time, and then share that lesson with someone. While we're proximally distanced, we are more connected than ever through technology to find unique ways to connect and deliver your lessons learned to the world around you. The collective learning opportunity right now for all of us is tremendous. Be brave to ask questions. Be bold in your pursuit of new knowledge. Be strong in your commitment to serve. Now, shifting gears a bit, but still hanging on to the power and opportunity of connection. How are you using technology to continue to stay connected? There's great power and energy in proximity. I had the chance to reconnect by phone with an old friend this past week. I was reminded by my friend Bill of the engaged energy potential between two human beings. In the words of Jim Rohn, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If that is true, and you're looking to dial up your game, I would challenge you to take a moment and pick your 5 right now. Reach out to them. Let them know that they are on your list of 5. And why you're looking to them right now. Be clear in how they can help you and what their influence might mean to you. Be willing to not just be mentored or influenced, but be willing to make a high commitment to do the same in return, staying with this idea of creating and not just consuming. One idea might be to create a virtual mastermind or some way of gathering all 5 individuals together. While this might seem odd at first, it's a way to connect individuals or incredible human beings in an intentional way. For those of you that would rather connect one-on-one with your 5, still go forward with the same intention to not just consume but to create. Now, during this mandatory and conversely perceived lockdown, realize that there is no mandatory in your own space as a creator. And I think sometimes that sense of being locked down, again, is a perception. And as we open up that perception and consider how can we be creative even in spite of current circumstance, here's 5 things that you can do right now to create and not just consume. Number 1, express your gratitude. You might do this in your writing, in a journal. You might do this visibly with those that are around you, those that you interface with, both in your family and even this list of 5 that we talked about. Be willing to express your gratitude, both visibly and verbally. Number 2, engage your 5. Let them know that they are your 5, why you're choosing them, engage with them in a meaningful way, possibly create a mastermind. I mentioned that earlier. Number 3, pick your thing and skill up. As an example for me, one of the things that I've been working on for some time now is writing a book. It's a book titled Unlocked, and I've been able to spend a little bit more time in my mornings and late at night in working on that book, and so I'm excited about that. In fact, possibly I'll bring that in on one of these episodes and read the introduction to give you a little taste of what's to come. Number 4, teach somebody something. Teach someone something. It goes back to watch one, do one, teach one. This is a great opportunity to develop skill, to learn something, and then to teach somebody else. Number 5, reevaluate your 6 F's and set new intentions. What are the 6 F's? As you look into your life, there are 6 things that you can focus on that kind of, I guess they would be buckets in your life. So those 6 F's would be family, fitness, fun, faith, finances, and friends. And each one of those areas, you'll have some either area of existence or non-existence. You can grade yourself scale 1 to 10. The concept being that in each of those areas, we definitely have opportunities to improve. As we try to balance things in life, we're not going to always be perfectly balanced, because as soon as we extend our efforts in one area, we're going to find that creating an imbalance in another area. But the concept is to just continue to make that wheel a little bit bigger and continue to improve in each of those areas. So as we reevaluate our 6 F's, again, family, fitness, faith, fun, finances, and friends, use that to set some new intentions, set some new non-negotiables, and study up on habit formation and how you might be able to create new habits in some of those areas, create new environmental hotbeds for you to be able to facilitate new habit formation. So this is a time for clarity amidst the chaos. This is a time to make an even bigger impact in your home and in the communities you serve. This is a time to shed some of the unnecessary baggage and sludge that's been accumulating and have meaningful conversations. Don't just use this as a time to get sucked into a trap of complacency. Find a few moments of silence for self-reflection. I continue to be incredibly inspired by the human spirit to overcome and serve. This spirit of love and service is God-given and divinely appointed within us all. I'm grateful for the lessons being learned and for divine principles being solidified in my own heart and mind and around our dinner table. Remember that growth is always a choice. Until next week, my friends, make it a great one. And remember to always honor the gift.